feel like it's an agenda that's being pushed right now that everybody must look like an Instagram model, or you're not pretty, you're not beautiful, you know. And I want all of you guys to know, if you don't have any work done or whatever the case may be, or maybe you've been thinking about it, or maybe you haven't, you're beautiful just how you are.
There's a lot of girls with me right now. Got a lot of drugs with me right now. But I'd rather just
let's not go too soon now.
I feel the same. And a lot of girls say they might not. I would rather pass that one to you, like we used to do.
All right, y'all, we're going to get into this video. So I ran across this video on my YouTube feed, and it says the dangers of having a BBL done, how my 22-year-old sister died from it. Okay, so very touchy subject right here for a lot of beautiful people, and a lot of people who have some insecurities, or some people who just want to make some adjustments and have the money to do so. So I have expressed multiple times how I feel about BBLs and surgeries like that, you know. I always feel like no BBL or no surgery in general is going to heal internal scars and internal insecurities. Think about if you didn't have the money, you would have to live with the insecurity that you have, right? So there's ways to embrace that insecurity. There's ways to love that insecurity. There's ways to accept yourself as is, as God has made you, right? And I believe in, you know, just being natural, organic, and all of that. And BBLs are organic as well too, because all you're doing is just transferring fat from one place to another. But I'm just saying the influx of women that are choosing to make this decision, bruh, and not really understanding all the ramifications and everything that comes with it. And also, like I said, man, that's not gonna heal the, you know, void or the internal, the insecurity that you have on the inside. You have to heal that, you know, because if you don't heal that, now you're going to want lip fillers, and then you're going to want this, and then you're going to want that surgery, you know. So there's a lot of people out here who are getting dozens of things done to them because they're chasing this thing that they're not able to embrace and accept about themselves, you know. And like I said, I feel like everybody has free will and choice. I don't hate on anybody doing whatever they want to do with their body. It's your body. But at the end of the day, also, I feel like if you're not careful, you will constantly be looking for the next fix for yourself to feel internally happy. You know, there's nothing wrong with you, you know, if you have the money, doing what you want to do with your body, of course. All I'm saying is, you know, I don't know. Let's get into the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified when I upload on this channel. DM me lit videos to react to, and tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell Aunt your mama, tell Uncle Joey still a hoe. Let's get right into the video and see what these lovely ladies right here are going to speak about. Let's go.
When, you know, every woman has their reasons as to why they want this kind of procedure done. And in my opinion, on a biblical perspective, you know, and on a spiritual perspective, I feel personally that if you only seek Jesus and you only allow him to be the one to fill you, then you won't even have the desires to get these kind of things done to yourself. And I feel as if, in my experience, you know, being around my sister the time that I was before she passed away, my sister knew the Lord and she was a believer. But unfortunately, she went through a bump in the road and it led her to wanting this surgery. And my sister was beautiful just the way she was. And I don't say that just because she's my sister, but I say that because she really was beautiful inside and out. And unfortunately, she came to a point in her life where she felt like she needed to have this surgery done. And we'll explain later why I think she wanted this surgery done. But, you know, she had a baby, which is my nephew Liam, who's now 3 going on 4 in December. And she wanted more than anything to be a mom. As a matter of fact, she wanted, 9 kids? 11? She said.
Damn.
11.
She wanted a big family.
She started off with Liam, and I remember her saying, like, oh no, that's it, I don't want 11 after all. You know, because she's seen the process of being pregnant and having a baby. You know, it wasn't as easy as she thought. So
right.
My sister was a wonderful person overall, and even a wonderful mother. Like, she was a good aunt to me, to my kids, I mean, to my other siblings' kids. She was a good older sister to her younger siblings, which are my younger siblings also. She was always very responsible, and, you know, she's just a good person. Anybody who knew her knew that she always had a helping hand ready to help anybody out. Like, she was so quick to help, so quick to give. And when she made the decision about having this surgery done, it was how long, Mom, before she passed away? Like, how long in advance did she think, like, okay, I'm gonna have this done?
Like 2 months before.
It was
Damn,
barely, right? Like
2
after
months?
she had Liam.
Yeah.
So I was talking about it with my mom, and I think my sister was going through like postpartum. I think she was feeling insecure about her body, you know, but she never really shared that with any of us. I know a few times before she passed, she told me, man, I feel fat. I don't like how I look. And I want to say she shared that with my other sisters as well. And, you know, but I never thought like, okay, well, she's going through something, I guess. It wasn't until a few weeks before she passed away, I went to go see her at her job, and I asked her, what's wrong? Because I can see her being down. And she was like, she just broke down, and she started saying, I'm going through it really bad. I'm really going through it. And I remember telling her these words because she knows the Lord. We know the Lord. And I said, Laura, you know what you have to do. You need to come back to Jesus, and you need to give your life to Jesus again. And that's why you're going through these things. You're feeling like that. And she just cried and cried. And she said, I want to, but it's hard, she said. And, you know, that was one of the last conversations me and her had. And this was like maybe 2 weeks before she passed away. One of the last long conversations we had. So I think she was going through postpartum, and I think she felt like this was going to help her, you know, having this surgery done. I don't think she did thorough research. I think she just went off word of mouth, right? Yeah, and I believe she told you that one of her friends at work, his wife had it done with that doctor, right?
His wife and her friend told her, my wife looks really nice, and he just put, you know, she looks really good, and I know you can trust that doctor. I remember hearing that conversation.
So, my mother, being a mother, told her not to do it. You know, my mom instantly, you had a bad feeling about it.
Very bad feeling.
Right away, and you told her about it, and what did she tell you?
She said that why do you have to be so negative? Why do you have to, no, don't start, you know.
Like she brushed
that.
it off.
Yeah,
she was like, Mom, don't say that, like, type stuff.
She had her mindset on it.
I was blacked out. From the moment she told me that until the day that she passed out,
you always knew. It was always sitting on your heart.
It was going to happen, yeah.
So my mom felt, as a mother, she had the feeling that, you know, my sister, that something was going to happen. And she told my sister that, but my sister was like, no, Mom, don't be negative, you know, whatever. But my mom always knew. So when that day came, or she actually wanted you to go, and you first didn't want to, right?
No, I didn't.
You were like, no, I don't agree with it. But then at the end, you felt like you had to, right?
Yeah, so what about if something happens to her over there? And
You need to know about it.
Me in Mexico, they do something to her body, and I can't give her a proper burial or whatever. So I said,
Because your kids are going to do what they want to do anyway, right? So you either support them or you don't. It's better to support them, you know, be there for them at least.
So you went, and, you know, for the simple fact that you didn't want nothing, you didn't want something to happen, and then you didn't know where she was, or, you know. So she rode with, you guys rode together the night before y'all took that drive. And how was she feeling, like, on the way over there?
She was happy.
She was happy.
Real
and
happy.
She was
real
excited.
joyful. I was leaning against the window.
And you still had that tug in
And
your
I
heart.
hiked all the way over there, 5 hours. She was very playful. I kept on putting her code for her phone. She was happy. She was like.
She was ready. So when you guys got to the clinic, you were telling us that the clinic, you didn't even realize it at the time, but when you began thinking about it after everything happened, the clinic, you said it looked more like a morgue, right?
The surgery room, it was a cement box.
Hell nah.
With only one screen. They didn't have the things to resuscitate her. It was just a cement table that they literally put the body on to do their soul.
What? Oh, hell no. We would have had to talk about that. Let me know in the comment section down below, bruh. Ain't no way in freaking hell, guys. Comment down below and let me know how you guys feel about that. I'm sorry. I'm there. Baby, I know you want to do this shit, but we gotta go somewhere else, because we're not finna put you on this slab. You already look dead, bro. Like, this is not a good vibe. This is not a good thing right now. Let me know how y'all feel, man. I guess they felt like shit. We already here. The procedure already finna take place, but this shit is weird as hell.
Just a cement box, that's all it is.
Hell no, I can't imagine how she felt.
When you guys got there, it was y'all's turn, and I remember the night before, because I knew that when I found out my sister was getting this surgery, it wasn't until like a few weeks before. My mom, and nobody told me, and my mom was the only one who knew, because my sister shared it with her, but she did tell her not to tell us because she knew how we would get, and she knew that we would try to convince her not to do it. So my sister basically hid it from me, and I felt something because she was avoiding me, and she didn't avoid me like that. You know? I felt her avoiding me. She was small talking me. She died on a Friday, March the 15th. But on the Wednesday before that, which was March the 13th, she went to church, and she took her son, her baby boy. He was 3 months, and she introduced him. She presented him like unto the Lord, like on stage.
Kind of like a baptism in a Christian church, yes.
Yeah, she presented him, and she told God, pretty much, here's my son, he's yours. I put him in your hands. It's a representation, you telling God, like, I give my child back to you.
If something happens to me,
do as you please with him. Use him, for your honor and your glory. That's what she did. It's like she knew, right? Like,
yeah.
She wanted to present her child.
Let me know in the comment section down below. Do y'all believe that when you go, like when you pass, I really feel like it is a decision, and most people do know whenever they're ready to go. Let me know how y'all feel.
Child before she went to do this surgery, so she quickly, last minute, was like, hey guys, she called, the people from the church, can I present my baby? And they were like, yeah, because she was well known and loved at the church, so that was the last time we seen her. Her sisters and
yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Her at church, and that night she was very distant. Like, she quickly came to me, gave me a hug, gave me a kiss on the cheek. She's like, all right, sis, I love you, I gotta go. Like, she was avoiding us, She left right away, and I know why she was avoiding us, because she knew that she didn't want us to be like, what are you doing? She was convinced, I'm gonna do this, and that's it. And she didn't want nobody to make her feel like, second think it.
Right.
That's how I'm sure a lot of people feel before they're gonna get it. They don't want to hear nobody else tell them, but did you think about it? Did you look into it? They just like, no.
They just want to do it.
Truthfully, like, God knows, and if you're feeling some type of way watching this video, you should reconsider and say, you know what? There's a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why you came across my sister's video. There's a reason why you're feeling, that tug. Like, I seen someone in the comments in my sister's video that I made on TikTok say, this is the second time I'm running across your videos about your sister.
It's a sign.
It's a sign from God. Well, let me tell you.
It's a sign, because I was finna go get a BBL. You feel me?
And if you're a mom, especially if you're a mom and you have kids, I'm not saying, like, I'm not bashing nobody for this, but I've heard a lot of moms say, well, I'm doing this for me so I can be happy, so that I can be better for my kids, so I can feel better. But God honest truth, like,
think about the people that you leave behind. Think about your mother that's going to be dealing with your child. It's hard.
Yep.
And you also got to think, why can't I accept myself as is? Like I said, I don't have any. Do what you want to do, but like, why can't you accept yourself as is? Like, I feel like it's an agenda that's being pushed right now that everybody must look like an Instagram model, or you're not pretty, you're not beautiful, And I want all of you guys to know, if you don't have any work done or whatever the case may be, or maybe you've been thinking about it, or maybe you haven't, you're beautiful just how you are. And I'm not saying that just because it sounds good. You are truly beautiful as you are. And if you fully embrace who you are, and you fully love and accept yourself for who you are, and every curve that you have, and whatever imperfection you think you have, if you accept yourself 100%, guys, that's the most beautiful thing. And that can make you attractive. You know, there's some hella attractive by societal norms people out here who, you know, have low self-confidence, low self-esteem because they don't accept themselves 100% because, oh, I got a mole right here. Oh, I'm not perfect, you know. But you have the next person who may not be attractive to society, who loves themselves and embraces themselves 100%, and it just makes them so attractive, you know. So just something to think about, y'all, you know. I don't know.
And the stuff that you were left to do.
I just want to say this too really quick. Society is making it hard for people to love themselves. People are constantly comparing themselves. Now you got IG models that everybody wants to be like. Everybody wants fake lips. Everybody wants, you know, fake hips. Everybody wants to look like something that they're not. And when you make these adjustments, like, of course they can make you feel better, but that's all temporary. You know, if it's something inside that you avoid, that you're trying to feel inside yourself, it's just temporary. And then, you know, next thing you know, you're trying to get your next fix on maybe another surgery, or maybe you want to go shopping because you're feeling a void inside yourself that cannot be filled in the external realm. It has to be filled within you. You have to do the inner work on yourself to accept yourself. Don't let society make you feel like you have to look like an IG baddie or IG model. You determine whether you're a baddie. You determine whether you are beautiful. Don't let society's norms and Instagram tell you how beautiful you are. You know, point blank, period.
The pain.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been 3 years, and I still cry myself to sleep with the memory of the day that she passed away.
You have those nights where you feel like nobody can, you know, you're by yourself and you hurt for her. And not only that, but when she died, Ma, you were left to get a lawyer to fight for her son.
I wasn't able to get 2 attorneys because it was too much for me.
You did what you could.
Financially, I couldn't, you know, and by the grace of God, I was able to get enough money to get my attorney for Leo. I was, by the grace of God.
Yeah, so my mom, after all that, after my sister
Because
died.
I went to work. After she passed away, I went right back to work.
Wow.
About a month, 3 weeks in, so I can get this attorney.
People got to pay them bills, man.
To be able to keep my nephew.
Because at that, the biological father didn't even
How
wait
stressful.
a month to serve me with the court papers.
Yes, and this is somebody who wasn't really involved the whole time. You know, my sister was basically doing it alone. And I'm not saying this to bash this person, because God knows I'm just saying the truth. I'm just giving my part of the story.
I feel you.
I don't want to bash this person. I don't want to talk down. I don't want to make no bad blood.
You're just speaking facts.
How it is, we don't deal with that end. We keep to ourselves and we take care of our nephew, you know, the best we can, and that's all we care about. But that person tried to take my nephew. He tried to keep him, and man, it was all God, because we prayed, we fasted, and my mom cried out to the Lord.
We walked into the courthouse. Remember when I was praying inside the hallway?
Yep. And we
told them, no,
my mom fought.
You're fighting with the biological father. You don't know the God that I serve.
Yep.
Yep. Come on now.
My mom went in, you know, with faith. She went like, Lord, don't let them take my grandbaby. You know, that's all that my mom and we have of my sister. And that was her only baby, her first baby. So my mom was not about to let that kid go. She was going to do everything she could to fight for my nephew.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I know I got food in my mouth. Fuck it. As tragic as this situation is, guys, there's some women who don't even have kids who can pass on their legacy, you know? So, yes, it's very tragic, but at least they still have that kid to live for. They still have that kid to, you know, take care of and give a memory of her sister and her daughter, you know? So that's a beautiful thing.
And so back to what we were saying, you know, so my mom walked into there and it felt like a morgue in there, right? But you still had that feeling in you, right? So you were in another room waiting, and right before the surgery, my sister comes in. And she already had an IV hooked up to her, and she had on the gown.
That's when I took her picture, when she was standing up by my bed.
And she slid in your room, and she was all happy.
Across the hall, she was sliding, and she was like, when whenever I'm done, I'm gonna be looking like J-Lo. And
She was happy about it.
I couldn't even smile.
She is now in heaven, though.
I felt it. I felt
Yeah.
it in my heart.
But you were trying to just like, be positive about the situation, even though you knew there was an uneasy
It was
feeling.
a bad
And so did
situation.
I. I had that feeling too. I was telling y'all that night before I couldn't sleep. I was laying there and I was telling my husband, like, man, my sister's having that surgery tomorrow. Like I said, I found out barely like 2 weeks or a few weeks before. And I said, my sister's having that surgery, I don't know. I don't feel good about it. And he was like, it's going to be all right, And so the next morning, my mom called me, and my mom was like, hey,
You gotta trust your gut. Your gut always tells you what's really gonna happen.
we're here, we made it, pray for us and whatnot. So I did, but I still had that tug. I had that feeling. So, me, I do makeup videos. I make videos, and I had planned to make a video that day. That's why y'all see the video that's on my YouTube that says Long Live Laura, because literally while I was making that video, my sister was passing away at the same time. But my mom called me that morning. She's like, we're here. We should be done at this time, so expect us to call. So I was here home that Friday, and I got a phone call from my mom. And it was too early for her to be calling me. It was too soon. I knew when she called me that something was wrong. I was like, oh, my God. I answered that phone call, and whenever I answered it, you were, like, yelling in anguish. And you were like, your sister. And you couldn't even speak. And you're like, she's gone. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It gives me the chills talking about it. Like I dropped to my knees.
Yeah, I got chills.
And I began to cry out to God and plead, and Lord, please, Lord. But she was already gone,
I went, whenever they came into the room and they told me, we're trying to resuscitate. And I'm like, what do you mean resuscitate?
Damn.
So I didn't even know where the surgery room was. They didn't give us a tour of where her surgery was going to be at.
Of course not.
And so I went straight there. God led me straight
To
there.
her room,
All
like
the
you found
nurses
her.
and the doctor, they were behind me, and I went straight there. So she was already flatlined.
But when you went in there, she wasn't completely like gone. She was in and out, right?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. She was already flatlined, and then I grabbed her from the back of the neck, and I squatted, and I was screaming in her ear. I said, Laura, you promised me you were going to go home with me. No, Laura, you got to come home. Liam needs you. So then her heart started
Coming
beating
back.
in about 15 seconds.
It was a back and
the
forth,
tears,
right?
She heard what I said.
She heard you.
She heard what I
But she
said.
couldn't wake
She
up.
started crying, but she couldn't. She was under deep anesthesia.
She couldn't wake up.
And so maybe like 15 seconds, and then she went flatline again. But the only thing is that they only had one little screen, and that's what really basically what this video is about. Y'all have to do your research, and you have to ask for a tour. This is major surgery. This is something very, very, that I didn't think it was so.
You didn't think it was so dangerous like that.
So dangerous like that.
You thought it was like,
until it really, really happened to me.
And you gotta know, anytime you undergo any type of surgery, there's a chance that something could go wrong and you could perish from a surgery, even small surgeries, So that's, man, I don't even know what to say, yo.
The severity of having
and
this surgery.
I'm talking about they broke 8 of her ribs on the right side.
What?
They cracked the other 4 on the left side.
What?
She had a damaged pancreas.
Is that how it works, y'all?
Pancreas.
She had one that
I don't
bled
think that's
out.
how it works.
And
Bro.
the doctor didn't know what he was doing.
Wow.
He injected a whole bunch of her body fat into her lungs.
Oh, he punctured her
What
lungs.
the-
Yes, he punctured her lungs with
the
the
stick.
liposuction needle.
Bro.
And
I can't imagine how furious, guys. How furious this sister was, bro. Imagine. Like, I feel furious for them just hearing the story, bro. I cannot imagine.
it traveled up to her heart.
And
But the on the autopsy that I paid for, it said that she died from excessive body fat into her lungs.
Wow.
And but it wasn't the only thing that was wrong with her. She had a ruptured pancreas. I remember,
the ruptured pancreas.
Like she bled out on that.
She had semen in her down there, which the father of the child had been out of the picture 2 months prior to
That's
that.
another thing, another red flag.
So,
like,
I don't know what they did to
what
my
they
daughter's
did to her
body
while she was
before
under
they
that.
called me.
What?
Yes.
So you have a feeling that they took advantage of her
Yes.
while she was under that.
What? Yo, so not only did they pump this fat into her lungs, messed up her pancreas, and she also could have been molested as well while dying.
Anesthesia,
Whoa, what
they
the
did
fuck?
something to her there, and but you couldn't prove it, obviously.
And when she passed away, I was in shock. Like literally, I was stuck. They didn't pick up her body for 9-10 hours. When she passed away, I was there at that clinic until it was already dark. We got there at 8 o'clock in the morning. She passed away at 1:21 p.m., something like that, and they didn't pick up her body for 10 hours.
What the fuck?
So she had that pancreas ruptured. They also told you in the autopsy that she had 3 times the amount of anesthesia that she should have had, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
She had extra anesthesia.
And then her heart was supposed to be 260 centimeters wide, and it was 360, which the anesthesia is what does that.
So they gave her way too much.
The anesthesia, they told me, did your daughter have any high blood pressure? Did she have any diabetes? And I'm like, no.
She did after messing with y'all?
No.
So basically the doctor messed her up. Everything, it was her fault. Like he didn't know what he was doing.
Come to find out that whenever I was crossing the border with her, with Laura, I got a phone call from one of her friends. Hey, I did my research, which was a little bit too late because my baby was already gone. But I did my research, and the doctor Dr. Ulises Trevino, I guess that's it.
That's his name.
That was his name. He's not a certified.
He wasn't at that
plastic
time.
surgeon. He wasn't a certified plastic
Is
surgeon.
what they
He's
told
a
you.
certified medical doctor.
Right, what they told you at that time.
I'm like, well, golly.
So
Yeah.
basically, you got that information after all that. So basically, there was a numerous amount of things that messed her up that was killing her, and the surgery was done. He finished.
Yeah.
Supposedly finished.
Supposedly.
Yeah. So what she was getting done, and okay, look, let me tell y'all something. This is a red flag, ladies. Please, please, please. When you see these surgeries that are being promoted for 25, 35, 5,500, that's dirt cheap.
There's a reason.
That's too cheap.
Yeah.
Don't think because
You get what you pay
let me
for.
go do it. Don't.
That's what.
It was
got-
cheap,
That's what
yeah.
got Laura's eye.
It was cheap, and they were even doing her a breast augmentation, like, and they were doing
They
her
messed
free
her
lips.
up.
Remember, she was gonna get a free lip job done.
The injections. And
So she was getting all that. Not only that, but there was no follow-up doctor. He lied to y'all, right, and told y'all that there was gonna be a doctor
He
here in
said there was
Houston.
a clinic here, and I kept on asking Laura, give me the address and the. Well, he said he'll give it to me. No.
And they take advantage of these girls who, like I said, they want to be the IG baddie. They want to be this society's definition of perfection, bruh. And they end up having even more insecurities and being even more unhappy and still chasing more shit internally that they cannot get from the outside, man. It's sad. It's sad, bro.
He has it on his website that he has a follow-up clinic here in Houston. No.
Lies.
That's negative. No.
So there was never no follow-up
There
follow-up
was
clinic.
never no follow-up clinic.
And when you get those surgeries, you're supposed to be followed up with at least a week later, I think, right? Like a few days. They're supposed to check you how you healing. Okay, all that. So that was another red flag.
This is
So you got
heavy,
the
y'all.
price. I mean, and look, even if it's an expensive one, and a lot of people think that just because the surgeries are here in the States, that they're more safer, but it's not true. I have seen one of the best doctors one of the best surgeons here in the United States say that is the most dangerous
The BBL.
procedure you can have done, and that he personally
BBL?
does not like doing those procedures
What?
because even though he's an extra professional,
I didn't know that.
anything can go wrong like this. While they're doing this fat transfer in your body,
Right.
if they simply touch one wrong thing, that's it for you. They can hit a main artery, and that's it. So when this happened, he told
Is it worth dying for, guys? Embrace yourself, love yourself, man. Accept yourself. I'm begging y'all. Because this is just crazy.
my mom that my sister died from a blood clot to her heart.
Ain't no way.
That was what he told you, but you knew that wasn't just it. You knew it. So we had to pay to get an autopsy done, and sure enough, we found out weeks later that there was more than one thing wrong. There was a lot of things wrong that he did wrong, and a lot of things were,
What's the sad,
her cause of death. So it was just a horrible experience for us as a family. My mom, traumatizing to her that she watched her die. You literally watched her die. I remember you told me that her heart was back and forth for a few minutes, and that finally she just
she gave up.
But she heard you.
She heard me because she cried.
She heard you telling her, you're begging and pleading with her to come back. So could you just imagine, ladies, those of y'all that still have your moms alive, and could you just imagine the pain your mom would feel? Yeah, knowing that you're gone, and especially for something that is 100% avoidable. I get it. Like these BBLs, sometimes they look good. You want to feel good. You want to dress a certain way and look good. But that's not gonna satisfy you. Like
100%.
Truly, what truly satisfies us, I'm speaking overall, and it's biblical, and you can believe it or not. But it's God.
It's God.
When you find your contentment in God.
Connection to source. I don't care if you believe in Jesus. I don't care if you believe in a higher power. I don't care if you believe in Mother Nature. I don't care. Whoever you feel like is the creator of this world. Okay? The reason that we are here, when you connect to that source, it's a certain energy. Okay? And when you connect to that source, you don't need things on the outside because you're connected within, and you feel like you're complete without anything on the external, so it's so very important to stay connected to source, guys. You don't however you do that.
Need to change anything about yourself.
Facts.
I strongly believe in working out and building your body, especially since my sister died. I made it a point to myself to never have nothing done in honor of my sister, and that I was gonna work. I didn't care how long it took. I was gonna work for my body.
That's so sad too, because we live in a microwave society where everybody just wants to go get a quick BBL. Everything they put in the microwave. Everything we just want at our convenience, at our fingertips. We want it overnight. Success, we want it overnight. And we don't understand the benefits and how grateful we will be if we really put in the hard work to get the body that we want. Put in the hard work to get the level of success that we want. We put in the hard work to get whatever we want. People just want to put shit in the microwave and have it in 5 seconds. Life just does not work that way. Like I learned from an old friend that you can't really take shortcuts. You take shortcuts and you end up just doing a 360 and you're back where you started. Sometimes you have to go the long way. You have to do the journey. It's the journey, y'all. You have to go on the journey, and make a commitment to yourself that no matter what happens, no matter what difficulties, challenges arise, no matter what detours, I have to take, no matter what roadblocks I have to find my way around, I'm going to get to my destination or die trying. Point blank period,
And build it the way I wanted to. Man, you guys,
there is no cheat code.
I wish I would have had a chance to talk to my sister. I did. She avoided me. I wish I would have done better and tried harder to talk to her. But again,
don't put that
I
on
didn't
you.
think, she's going to die. I didn't want to think like
right,
that.
Right.
But
you didn't
even
know.
up to this day, when I sit there and I think about her and I think about how everything happened, it hurts me because we all had such a good relationship, me and my sisters, and we miss her. She's a big piece missing, there's 9 of us in total, and she's a big part of us that's missing. She's missing from our family, and it sucks. And we have our baby boy that we love so much, that you guys seen my mom, my mom's pride and joy right there.
But still can't be replaced.
My sister died. Even before, when she passed away, my mom was in the labor room. My mom cut the umbilical cord, Only me and my mom were there. Nobody else was there when he was born.
Damn.
And he was born on my birthday, and it's crazy to me, these beautiful things that we share, and my mom was there since day one, and I think God was preparing her, she grew to have a really good relationship with him. If you ask Liam, how much he loves my mom, that boy's in love with my mom. That's his world right there, he sees stars and moons, and when he sees my mom, he loves her to death. And I'm the runner up. He loves her, and
second place.
I'm the next one that he comes to and runs to, and Debbie, can I come with you? And, you know, he's a wonderful kid. And, you know, as you guys seen on that video, my mom was crying because that was a special moment.
She was talking from the day he was born.
She wanted to...
I can't wait till he goes to school. I said, girl, let him walk first.
Yeah.
Let him walk.
Yeah, and so she couldn't wait to be able to take baby Liam to school. I mean, she had so many plans for him, you know. And I seen some ugly comments of people saying, well, you know, that she was being selfish because he was only 3 months. She had her body done. But you know what? I don't agree with the surgery.
Quit talking shit, bro.
I don't. But when I look at it in another perspective, like, and I try to look at it on her point of view, she was going through it. Like, she felt ugly. She felt like she needed to do this surgery to make herself feel better. She was going through it. I know she was feeling insecure. She was feeling down. I noticed a few weeks before she passed, she was wearing a lot of big clothes and a lot of like stuff, and like she wasn't herself. And I was like, man, you know, like, and she was going through it. She had a baby, and some women go through postpartum, some don't. And I believe that she was going through that. She had all these mixed emotions, you know. She felt like she needed to look better. And the person she was with, you know, at the time, or the person she was messing with, which was my nephew's dad, you know, I believe he also, like, she wasn't feeling beautiful. She wasn't feeling enough, you know, with that person. She shared that with us. She shared that with me, you know, and she told me, like, you know, the things she was going through and whatnot, and that had a big part to do with it too. It didn't help, you know. She didn't feel like she was enough, but she was more than enough. You know, it was a phase that she was going through that she was gonna eventually get over, but she took another route, you know, and it was completely avoidable. And when I think about it, it makes me angry because my sister, man, like, nos hace mucha falta. Like, here, we miss her, and, you know, it wasn't worth it. Maybe, you know, you see people that say, well, you know, there's people that have had BBLs and they come out alive. But then there's this girl today, recently I read on that she commented, and she said, please bring awareness. She said, please make that video because I had a BBL done and I'm still having complications. So even if you survive that surgery, you live it, you know, there's complications that follow with it.
It's not worth it, y'all. Love yourself, embrace yourself, like, accept yourself, work on yourself, do the work that you need to do on yourself, man. And I mean, even Queen said she wanted to, you know, reverse her BBL. And it's just like you see a lot of people out here with so many complications with their surgeries and everything. Like, it's really not, I don't feel it's worth it. You know, I really don't feel it's worth it. I know people are still going to do it, but I love that they are coming out and bringing awareness to this issue and basically confirming what I have been saying, man. I know a lot of people, when I spoke on Queen's BBL and stuff like that, I did have a video speaking about that. A lot of people had negative things to say about me, talking about I'm hating and all of this and blah, blah, blah. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I know that a lot of people get these things done because they see the next person got it done and they feel like they're not beautiful because of that, you know? Or that maybe they always had the insecurity. I don't know. And like I said, I don't have any problem with people doing that. But at the end of the day, too, if you are trying to fix an insecurity within yourself, and try to fix that by covering up or doing something on the outside, it's not going to fix what's on the inside. So fix what's on the inside, and most of the time, or 100% of the time, I can guarantee if you fix what's going on the inside, and the insecurities on the inside, you won't even care to do a BBL or any other surgery for that matter, you know, because you accept yourself 100%. You know, that's all I was trying to say.
And, you know, even the best surgeons out there there can be it's just a high risk. It's very high risk.
I didn't know how high risk it was, to be honest.
So I highly advise you ladies to go to the gym. You know, it's not easy going to the gym. Sometimes you can't with your schedule. But look, think about it like this. Even if you have that surgery, you still have to keep up with that body. So
you do,
you
right?
Not, you gotta go to the gym. You know, otherwise everything you paid for and everything you suffered for is gonna go to waste.
In vain.
So, you know, I know, and I advise you ladies, like, go to the gym.
And I'm gonna also say this. Some people also say, well, yeah, it doesn't matter how much working out I do, I can never get that butt. I've been working out for X amount of time. Bruh, It takes time to achieve the results that you want to achieve. Just because you can't put it in a microwave and it ding in 10 minutes doesn't mean that you can't get the body that you want, you know? It doesn't mean that. You just got to put in the work. You got to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, guys. This shit's crazy.
Get into the gym. It's not going to happen overnight, but once you start working out, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel good about it. You know?
Right.
So,
and that's another thing. When you work out and you put in the work, you get more confident, man. You be like, man, these other niggas ain't working out. I'm working out. I'm putting in effort, nigga. I'm lifting these weights. I'm motherfucking, you know, walking on this treadmill or whatever it is that you do. You feel more confident, you know? You feel more confident rather than just going, laying on the table and them sucking some shit out, whatever the case may be. Nigga, I'm in the gym with it, okay? I'm in the gym. I'm putting in work on myself, you know? And that's part of loving yourself as well. Point blank, period.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just want to take the time, you know, and let you ladies know, like, what happened to my sister. Like, it was horrible. All the things that killed her, you know, that happened to her in that room was horrible. My mom was left behind, you know, with her baby now she has to provide for him, and which is not a problem to her. But my point is, like, what if you don't have somebody? What if you don't have family like us?
What's going to happen
to your baby or babies?
The state's going to get a hold of your child.
It's not worth it.
Liam's blessed to have us all, but man, it's hard.
It's hard, yeah.
It's very hard.
And it's not worth it.
Think about the family that you leave behind. Think about your children themselves.
Yep.
You know, it's really, really hard. Just for the body to be moved from Matamoros to Houston was $2,500. The autopsy, $2,500. The funeral, $20,000. And that was not including her tombstone, $3,000.
Yep.
So that's by the grace of God, by the grace of my Lord Jesus Christ, our church let us view her there, which the funeral home was already paid for, and we did not get no refund from the funeral home for that. They refused to give us the $10,000 back. But the church viewed her and did a beautiful funeral there for my daughter, made plate sales. My job collaborated a lot of money in the plant, the chemical plant that I was working in. Her job collaborated a lot of money, but just think about your family, ladies.
And what they're
think about what you leave them with, the burden that you leave them with. I mean, it's hard. Just have a little bit of sympathy for your mama, for
people that love you.
For the people that love you.
Yep.
They finna make me cry, yo.
And that's on the mother's point of view.
It's crazy.
You know, like, she hurts up to this day. It's been 3 years and a few months. And it doesn't get easier. It hurts, and she's learned to live with that pain, you know. She lost a child to something that was completely avoidable. It wasn't even a natural thing or nothing.
And that's because I changed my whole schedule around, and I said, I'm going with her, Lord. God told me to go with my daughter, and I thought about them, and I went with her, but you know, it's not whatever these ads that they have on Facebook. Nothing is equipped. Nothing is sanitized right. Nothing at all is what they make it out to be on these Facebook ads. As a matter of fact, all these bodies that they're using on Facebook ads, they come from Fashion Nova. They come from, they didn't do them there. They don't ever show you the actual work.
So this clinic is located in Matamoros. That's where my sister went.
The MG clinic in Matamoros. It's like 2 minutes away from the border.
Another thing that we found out was that wasn't even his clinic. He was renting that room to work on her.
5 doctors do surgery.
So they're good. They can get up and go when they please.
That's crazy.
They're not held accountable for those kind of things. And Mom, another thing that I just remembered, after she was dead, because I know you were in a zone over there when we were collecting. Another thing, we had to stay over there by the border for like 5 days because we couldn't get her crossed. It was very hard for us to cross her body, and you were suffering all those days.
But by the grace of God, the head people that I needed at the Living Way Church,
God led you there, huh?
God led
because you were in that room.
Friday, I was going crazy. I asked the desk clerk, I need a church fast. And they just laughed at me. They're like, we don't go to church. We don't know where there's a church here. So God told me to Google it, and I Googled Living Way Church.
And you went. We went to church that
Sunday. As soon as I walked in there, I told the brothers and the sisters what had happened. I said, I just need to sit in church because I just lost my daughter.
Yeah. We were at the border.
Yeah. So we did a year, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yes,
church.
And we were having trouble
soon
getting her to cross because it was like some holiday in Mexico, right?
No, but they had told me that's another thing. They told me it was going to be a month before her bike came home. I said, I can't afford to be out here for a month. And then I got my home and my family at home. But God led me to that church, and the head people that I needed, thank you, Jesus, God put them in my path.
And
as soon as I walked out of the church, they're like, don't worry, Miss Luis, you're going to be able to take your daughter home Tuesday. We can't do it Monday because it's a Mexican holiday.
Tuesday. And they signed. They happened to be the main people from the border, right? And they signed to release her over.
All of them. The American consulate. I had a person from the American consulate at the border, or the permisos, because that's another thing. They can't move nothing, nobody, no nothing. They can't transport without permits.
Yeah. So. Thank you, Jesus. God was with us the whole step of the way. I mean, my sister's funeral. I know it sounds bad, maybe, but it was so peaceful. Like you just felt the presence of God there. Mm-hmm. It was peaceful. It was beautiful. My mom didn't want nobody wearing black, and so everything was lavender, which was her favorite color. Lavender and white. It was just peaceful. God was with us the whole step of the way, and God took some weight off of my mom of having to worry about raising the money. You know, like everybody came together for us, for my sister, and she was loved by so many people. They raised money here and there for her. Like everything was just beautiful, and you know, it was a bittersweet thing for us. Like it hurt a lot, especially when we crossed her in that box. Once they did let her body go, and we first seen her in this little ugly box they had her in with just the window, that broke our heart. That broke my heart. Like I couldn't stop crying. I cried and cried because that was the first time I seen her after she passed. And then I seen her in a box, you know, and it was just horrible, like a horrible experience for me. Like it hurt me to my soul, you know.
Back with her, I was talking to her the whole way home.
And we got blessed at our church. You know, my sister was the very first funeral they had ever hosted, and she was very loved there. She was in the church for about 6 years already. And they told my mom, you know what, we're going to let you view her here all day and all night, and you don't have to go home. You can spend the night here. We'll put you a bed right here in the sanctuary where her body is. You know, you can sleep with your daughter one last time. And, you know, all this that God did for you. And you were able to be there with her one last night and, you know, and view her like for that day, the next day, and then the funeral day, you know, like, but it was just an experience that people don't have to go through, you know. It's avoidable, and if you're watching this video, it's not a coincidence, you know. It's not a coincidence. There's other ways.
Think about the people that you hurt, the people that you leave behind.
Don't cry. You gonna make me cry? Don't cry. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true what she's saying. It hurts. It hurts a lot up to this day.
And it's not even. It really doesn't even have nothing to do financially. It's spiritually, mentally.
Right.
You damage a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, my son is not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to see his mama. And that's why I take the responsibility, because I don't want nobody calling my baby a bastard.
What's up, man?
That. He's got a mom right here, but it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It's crazy.
It doesn't have to be like that. And I really hope that this video really, really gets into your heart. You know, you who are thinking about doing this surgery, you know, or any kind of surgery that you think you may need to feel better, you know, like, just understand that God is sufficient. He really is.
And He made you.
You don't need it.
Like that
for a reason. You don't need that surgery. Man. You don't need to go that
Embrace
route.
it.
Love yourself. You know, your kids, they look at you and they don't see nothing wrong with you. You know, that should matter to you. Like, think about why you really want to do it. Do you really want to do it because you say, oh, I want to be happy? Or is it because you want to fit in?
To please a man that probably doesn't even care about you.
Exactly.
A man that's going to love you, he's going to love you for you.
Yep. Or to fit into society today, because you see these surgeries, they're so common, and in young girls too. It's like the new thing right now. And
trying to tell y'all, man.
So
trying to
tell
tell
be
y'all,
that person
bro.
that hops on that bandwagon, you know. Let the Lord fill you, and let the Lord, like, if you don't know God, it's so easy to know Him. Just bow your head and say, Lord, I don't know you, and I don't even know how to pray to you, Lord, but I invite you in my heart. I'm feeling like I want this surgery to feel better, but I know the consequences of it, and I know the risk I'm taking, Lord. Take that feeling from me and fill me with yourself.
With your
Let
spirit.
me be happy with just
your
you.
spirit.
And when you live on that and you really dwell on that, you're going to see how you feel good, and you're like, you know what? She's right. Because God is sufficient. He's sufficient enough, you know? So thank y'all to everybody who took the time to send nice comments on my sister's video.
Very much, yes.
And those of you who made a few love offerings for my nephew, you know, like, thank you so much for taking the time to, you know, send your prayers. I seen a lot of you saying we're praying for y'all and sending your condolences, and thank y'all, you know, like, again, like I said, it hurts, but thank you, Jesus, that
It's been 3 years, but it still hurts.
still hurts. It still hurts, and it's a daily
Take
thing.
it, like she said, from a
Look
mother's
at him.
point of view, it still hurts.
It still hurts. Yep.
I know you young ladies probably think, oh, they'll eventually get over it. No, the pain is there.
It stays.
So, you know, right now, Liam's already 3, he's going to be 4 this year. I'm just I'm asking God to give me the right, correct words.
Little handsome
break
man.
his part. And, I mean,
And you still, and that's because when he grows
Yeah, babe. I'm almost done.
Oh, you're crying.
Yeah.
right now he's small. When he grows up, then you have to be there to console him for never being able to know his mom, you know? So it goes on and on. But again, you know, like I'm saying, thank y'all for your words, and thank y'all for taking the time to watch this video.
Whew. This was heavy, man. It's already a long enough video. Wow. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Very touching, very heartfelt story, guys. And like I said, this video was long enough. I really don't have to say any more, but it was definitely confirmation on what I had been thinking about the whole BBL process, the surgeries, the lip fillers, all of this stuff, man. All of these things that society wants to make you do or feel like you need to do to feel beautiful, man. It's a lie. It's a lie, guys. And a lot of people are buying into it. But as long as you stay connected to God, connected to Source, and have His Spirit within you, that's all you need. That's really all you need to feel like you are complete. You know, do the work on yourself, man. Go to the gym. If you want the perfect body or whatever it is, guys, go work on it. Nothing worth having is gonna come overnight. And matter of fact, once you do get to your destination, you do reach your goal, man, it will be that much more fulfilling. You'll be that much more grateful than if you didn't have to put any work in at all, you know? So guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure that you do give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you give it a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified when I upload on this channel. DM me lit videos to react to, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell the Angel Mama to tell their Uncle Joey still a hard. We'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video. I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.